Hello and welcome to the Tuesday Business News Report. We now started with our feature on the show today, looking at the aftermath of the EndSARS protest and its impact on the insurance sector. Now, over a total of 1,000 individuals and corporate entities that recorded losses during the recent aftermath of the EndSARS protest and lootings across the country have lodged claims through 14 insurance companies. Now, the majority of the claimants are from Lagos. According to the Director General of the Nigerian Insurers Association, Yetunde Ilori, the insurance companies are responding to the claims of their customers, and so far 14 insurance companies will pay 9.7 billion naira claims to different customers that suffered losses from the lootings and destructions that marred the EndSARS protest in the country in October. Now, weeks after the attacks, some insured customers who suffered losses have been paid their claims, while others are reported still being investigated. Some of the insurers also disclosed that estimated claims from the Nigerian Port Authority is about 1 billion naira, while claims from ShopRite Nigeria is also pegged at about 2 billion naira. Automated teller machines of banks and their branches were also destroyed. Well, joining me now in our Lagos studio to discuss this and much more, I have with me Wole Ogundare, the Managing Partner, Chief Executive Officer of Kathana Advisory. Good to have you at the breakfast show today. Compliment of the season.
Same to you.
It's been quite a while. Now, let's start off now with lessons learned from the EndSARS protest, the losses that we accrued. It was quite a devastating blow. Now we are counting the hours to the end of the year 2020. How do we pick up these lessons we've learned in terms of insuring our assets? Now, the biggest mistake most entities make is the fact that they are blinded by the size of their entity, but there is no entity that is way too small to be insured to prevent losses like this.
Yeah, so first off with the claims. So a lot of claims are going to come in. You know, the insurance companies are also being forced now by NICOM to recapitalize. And that case is in court. The insurance companies are trying to push the dates forward and all of that. On the incentive for businesses to insure and ensure that they're protected from unforeseen losses and all of that, you know the greatest insurer in Nigeria is Jesus Christ. And that's the realization. And I say that with all seriousness because the culture of insuring your property, we don't have it. The funds to insure those properties, we don't have it. Let me share a quick statistic with you. A research recently conducted, I think they finalized this December, showed that about 3.7 million Nigerians earn or can spend over 150,000 naira per month. 3.7 million Nigerians. That is 1.8% of a country. Now, if you look at an insurance business relies on numbers. That's what it relies on to survive. About an additional 50 million Nigerians earn between $2 and about $8. Now, the rest earn below $2. So what you're seeing in terms of, once you look at the numbers will tell the story. What you're seeing all of a sudden becomes, wait a minute, who are these guys that are meant to insure? Which is why the largest clients that you find in most insurance companies is government. So again, the whole thing goes back to how do we create that effective production base as a country to provide the buffer for people to be able to now say, look, I want to go out there and insure this property.
Assets.
Yeah.
The role of sensitization as well is quite key at this point in time. Going by the lessons we've had from the year 2020, we just have to do better as individuals, as people, as corporate entities. What's your take on this agenda as well, sensitizing Nigerians on saving for the rainy day, preparing for situations like this? Nobody had the forecast of aftermath that would be as grave as this. So the role of sensitization.
So again, you don't sensitize people who have an empty stomach. You see, the greatest problem we have, and it keeps on going back, is the same thing you find it across all sectors, health. Most people want to eat first. And you'll find out that if you look at the earning pattern and the spending pattern today, the bulk of it is on food. After food, people have very little left. So that culture of being able to save doesn't even arise. You save when you're able to spend and have some in reserve. I just shared a statistic, and I purposely did that because that is the reality, and it covers everything across all sectors. So the insurance companies, as it were, today, you know, they're not alone in the challenges that they're facing. You know, it's a countrywide challenge.
So beyond the insurance cover now, let's talk about new stimulants we expect for businesses at this point in time. Globally, central banks are meeting to see how they can intensify support. We're also looking at the pandemic relief aid in the United States from $600 to about $2,000 as well. What sort of models should we also be replicating in Nigeria to assist businesses that have been hit by the COVID-19, those that are further hit as well by the EndSARS protest? And now going into 2021, when the country is also still in recession, businesses that are the engine of growth need some extra support, no doubt.
Yeah, correct. And these are mostly MSMEs. Again, a lot of our MSMEs thrive with foreign remittances. Nigeria has no productive base, so the ability to generate funds in Nigeria is limited. Foreign remittances, even within this COVID period, I was looking at some, I think it was somewhere over 20 billion US dollars. Now, there's a challenge. CBN has come up with I don't know, some guidance or some pronouncements that will potentially affect foreign remittances into the country. Now I find that worrisome. I was reading a tweet by a lady who was offshore trying to send in money to Nigeria, which she typically does. And she found out that something she typically does in an hour, it took her about 2 days to be able to achieve it. Now, that tells me immediately that if CBN doesn't look at the foreign remittances laws that they've recently changed, or guidance or rules, then someone will be fundamentally wrong in a very short space of time. And you'll find out that a lot of those MSMEs that we're talking about, engine of growth, won't be able to do what they're supposed to do.
For the lack of time now, we just have about a minute to go. Do you think businesses will still be able to tussle it out despite all of the hits we've had so far, or you think majority of them are going to die a natural death come next year?
Majority are going to die a natural death. There's no doubt about it. The only thing will be the resilience of Nigerians to thrive under whatever circumstances. Look, we're an import-dependent economy. And again, I'll just share one stat before we close. I think it cost about $3,000 or so to get in your containers from China. Today, it's costing close to about $12,000, from $3,000 to $12,000. So that tells you a bit that those guys bringing all those goods need to pay for it, and that cost will be transferred to the end consumer. So that tells me again, a lot of the businesses who've been thriving and trying to survive and stuff are going to find it more difficult.
With all of the forecasts we have ahead of the year 2021, we can only keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best, and would not like to see a repeat of the EndSARS protest and the aftermath that led to it. We expect better governance. We expect new injection of stimulus to be able to help the SMEs and then also big corporates thrive better. We deserve better as Nigerians.
Definitely.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks,
on the show today, Wale.
Thank you.
Well, it's a wrap on business. For now, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we have sports news with Ikechukwu Obiedu. Don't go anywhere.